time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jay.
I love that opening theme. That's a cool, funky little tune. I know Keith's supposed to be here, but he's not here yet. What did you say, Martin? And when's he going to be here?
Oh, I called him and he told me that he will be on the show.
All right, good, because you guys planned it. I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm dealing with my career right now, so my brain is not on the show very much right now because we are launching next week on the 21st. The campaign for Vindicated Inc. to finally finish and publish it. And we're going to print it. I'm not sure if we're going to do publishing or not, but we'll print it and it'll be available to any of you guys who want it. It'll be fun. Finally get this done. And my buddy Richard Bonk's going to be drawing a chapter in the book, the flashback chapter. So that explains why the artwork will be just a little different. Because we draw very similarly, but he's got more of a comic book style that I like. But anyway, happy Friday, everybody. I see Penny is here. Our Muslim uncle is here too. I see that. And of course, Tim is here. Oh, Tim is here. Gosh, do I have a video for him? Don't I have one?
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
There we go. Tim is here. Good to see you, man. And of course, I have a new video here. I actually said this to somebody once, but it was inspired. I stole it from McCloud, the TV show McCloud. Does anybody remember that show?
Yeah.
There's Keith. McCloud was like one of my favorite shows as a kid. Columbo, number 1. Number 2 is McCloud. And then Heck Ramsey. Yeah, that was part of the mystery series that was on NBC back in the 70s and going into the very early 80s before it ended. Mystery, Sunday night mystery movie. Remember that stuff, Keith?
Yeah, I think that was all from Glenn A. Larson.
Yeah, a lot of it was.
Yeah.
Yep. He just, that was prolific television for me. I didn't like McMillan and Wife. I just didn't get into that show.
Really?
I really did like, I'm not a Rock Hudson fan.
Yeah.
I never was. Even when I was a kid, I was a James Garner fan from very early age. I just didn't, there was something about Rock Hudson I didn't like, even though I do love the movie Hornet's Nest, which is a great war film. Which I have, by the way, it's on our list for Anima tonight to watch. But when I was working at Wagner Metal Arts, I used the line from Columbo. I mean, not Columbo, McCloud, because it just stuck in my head. And there was this feminist lesbian I worked with, and we were friendly. We were good friends at work. But when it was rough when it started, and she said, "Do I threaten your masculinity?" to me. She actually said it to me. And I responded with what McCloud said, and here it is.
Do I threaten your masculinity, McCloud?
No. Do I threaten yours?
What a great line. I stole it, and I still use it to this day. And I'd only seen that once as a kid, and it just stuck with me. And that's that thing about you and me. It's like I don't know about you, but I have eidetic memory, where I remember things different than other people, and like more details, and especially visually. But that one stuck like glue into my brain. And there's stuff like that since I was like 4 that just stick with me. The Gorn, the fight with the Gorn. Absolutely. I remember exactly the moment I watched that and what it was like. Scared the shit out of me.
That's just iconic TV. I mean, there are just certain things that really do stick out. Look, the Sunday night mysteries that they had were just appointment television. That was one of the best ideas NBC ever had.
Yeah.
And it locked up Sundays for them and was a way of just getting to a lot of stuff that it was a way of providing entertainment really cheaply in a way, because you were getting 4 or 5 different shows for really the time and audience that it would take to support one show. And that was a smart idea, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. And by the way, Tim asks, what about Heck Ramsey? I don't know if you heard I mentioned it. I like that show with Richard Boone. Anima was like really amazed last night that, again, I pulled out of that deep drawer of information the names of actors from some obscure show or film last night. She goes, "You really are a lot like Keith." I went, "I know, that's why we're friends." Both have that deep drawer and with a cool, interesting retrieval system for just crazy trivia in film.
Yeah.
Crew information. But I do want to say my brain was really not wired on right. I'll talk to you after the show about it, Keith. I can't say exactly what, but a close friend, well-known friend of mine got injured. Seriously. Wow. I'm grateful they weren't killed. And on top of that, another friend is missing, and none of us know what's going on with them.
Wow.
And another well-known person, I can't say their name publicly. People have contacted me privately about him through Twitter and Facebook. And just, I'm worried as hell, man, about both these people. And it's been tough day today. But I'm trying to get my brain wrapped around, because there are so many things that you guys. I got to go look at the thumbnail. What we're going to talk about today? What the hell was it? We are going to talk about Madam Web and that silly fucking trailer, as well as the stuff going on at Netflix. I'm going to, before you go to Netflix, though, I want to point out that the single, and Chuck said this today. Chuck Dixon said this today too, that Amazon is the one company that can afford to just keep being woke. Yet they've already made the turn towards making non-woke stuff. The Kill List and Jack Reacher, even though Jack Reacher was still kind of woke.
Yeah, but I mean,
it was woke in a way that I guys like you and me still enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting the original creators involved is one of the most logical things anyone can do.
And Tom Cruise, from what I understand, is one of the producers on it. Isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So he finally realized he's dwarfish and he's not right for the character. Let's let somebody who looks like Reacher play Reacher.
Plus, it's money. I mean, you have the guy who's actually directing and writing a lot of his films now. His director for Mission Impossible is one of the main producers of the entire project, and along with the author and creator of the character, and he's very happy with the show. So there's a way of moving forward that allows everyone to.
You're talking about McQuarrie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a guy's guy. That's why I like him. He's not afraid to talk like a guy. And nothing worse. But Muslim people give us a $4.99 super chat. Who here has 2 thumbs, got called out for being white and loud at the theater by 2 black women? Thank the Marvels.
Did you at least enjoy it? That's
He's
the
like,
thing.
This guy. Our Muslim.
And I have a video for him. Here we go.
You pompous, stuck-up,
English, giant, scumbag, fuckface,
asshole.
I love that. It's a film I've not introduced Anima to that I've got to, because I love that movie.
I guess that was part of what was said to him in the theater.
Well, Kevin does this great thing when he's delivering the line. Each time he says something, he looks differently at him in a different place. Like when he says giant, he looks at the top of his head. Giant, scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole.
Well, you can see why he was able to get the Academy Award. So
he deserved that. I was just talking about it on Facebook the other day. The movie Misery. All three of your main characters in that film should have had Oscars. Bates, Caan, and Farnsworth.
mm-hmm.
Farnsworth for supporting. They got him in different areas, but only Bates won.
Yeah,
an Oscar, and I'm like, that's just embarrassing, because Caan's performance in that was so freaking good. And I don't see that as a horror film. It's horrific, but it's not really a horror film. It's a psychological thriller.
Yeah,
and crazy. There's no supernatural, no monsters. The monster is human.
Yeah.
Just some crazy bitch with an agenda.
and out there, a true outrageous and out there fan.
I'm your biggest fan. I will show this one right here by Anima.
You were describing Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah. Gary is very knowledgeable for a human being, but Keith is a computer. So there you go. Anima broke it down for us.
Thank you, Anima.
He's quiet in the corner, but here's John. John's here.
Yeah,
and
I'm here.
when are we going to get
Got
to
a
meet
picture.
your girlfriend? Are you going to bring her down? What are you going to do?
You'll get to meet her eventually.
Eventually.
Poor thing.
When you get to the point where you feel safe enough that we can't do any damage.
Does she at least watch the shows?
Yes, she does. When she's not working.
Wow. Well, that you know what? Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
I just I'm very happy for you, big man.
I am too, man. Jeez. Finally gonna lose your virginity.
Oh, ouch.
I'm sorry, I can't help but to fuck with you. You're my friend, and I love
That
you.
is why he doesn't bring her here.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Don. Pop Culture Minefield, Campia Raid. I don't know if that's a thing, because Keith and I don't like Campia. But hello, Gary, Keith, Martin, John, all. I hope everyone is well this afternoon, despite the passing of one of my aunts. I'm so sorry to hear that, Don.
Yeah.
You have our condolences, man. I hope she lived a good, long life. I hope so. I don't feel so bad when they hit like their 80s and 90s. It's like, okay, they lived a good, long life. Because for me, like if I go in my 80s, I'm going to be happy to go because I'm sure I'm going to be in a lot of pain. But Kings Borcal is here too. What's up, my friend? How are you doing? Yes. You nailed it. Weirdos. That's what we are. When I was younger, Father Weems used to call all my friends and I, because we played in rock bands. We all had long hair. A bunch of long-haired weirdos. You long-haired weirdos. So let's see. What else we got here? Anybody else popping in? Lady V is here. I thought he just he lost it to you, Gary, whatever.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. No. I don't want that image.
Lady V, this is not the show that you shit on me. That was earlier today.
That's what she does. She's really good at it. It's a lot of fun. She and Six, I think, are cut from the same jib as far as shitting on people in a funny way. So let's see. Yeah, I've got everybody.
Stephen. Deleted scene. Oh, okay.
And hopefully Fat Stephen will be joining us as we get close to the second hour, because he's streaming right now, as I recall. So let's talk about this. What are we going to talk about first? Netflix, or are we going to talk about Madam Web trailer dropping?
You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about start with Madam Web, because again, this is one of those properties from Sony. This was one of the things that was very disturbing when Gary and I first heard about Sony's master plan as revealed by Midnight's Edge years ago.
Right.
When they had talked about having this planned for the entire Spider-Verse and unveiling all the villains. Anybody that thinks that Avi Arad is gone away, well, there you go. Here you go, Madam Web. At what point did this really seem like a good idea to just go ahead and have Madam Web just de-age her that much and basically, just okay. Look, I can't say that I hate it because the movie's not out yet, but I'm telling you, they've got this, and we still have Craven because Craven's the next one that's going to come out, followed by Madam Web. So Sony's still following the playbook that they have had for years about Spider-Man. That just tells me that what you're looking at is, it's just something that is part of what they're doing. And
Right.
and there's no way that they're going to get off that plan, even with all of the success they've had. And they're restarting filming for Venom 3. So,
and what's the word that they're going to go again? PG-13 or R?
All I know is they've just restarted filming. I was searching on social media, and that came up from about the film. They had a picture from the set because they had started refilming. So they want to get it done, So it's Sony. Come on, they love the money, and people seem to like the movies.
Well, my reaction was not very good to this trailer. It fell flat for me. Not interesting in any way, shape, or form. I think my exact words were, I am so excited to go do something else other than watch this movie when it's released. Like,
again,
bleach my anus.
I feel you.
Shave my manscape.
Oh,
jeez.
I'm gonna sue you for
I threw up a little bit in my mouth is what Martin really meant to say.
I'm gonna sue you for the psychological damage, man.
You made me swallow my own vomit.
No.
I'd sooner go to the theater to see Madam Web than I would the Marvels.
Hey, James is here. Your brother.
Who? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But,
Last time I saw James, I was like afraid to talk to him. I feel bad. It was at the dinner after the funeral. And I was so quiet. I kept to myself. I was just so afraid to talk to him because, but I love your brother. I love all your brothers. I think they're awesome.
Well, let me answer his question. Well, gee, that's a lot of that is all that now is back in the hands of really Disney, Hero for Hire. And no, they're not going to do anything with any of that. It's not part of what Disney right now is concerned with. Everybody that's concerned with DEI, for whatever reason, characters like Luke Cage, any real diverse characters, either are being ignored or extremely pushed to the side in favor of all the other stuff they're doing. Because if they were actually truly about what they say they are, a Luke Cage movie or even a Disney Plus series should have been something that they should have gone immediately to. And they've already got an actor who I think is a great replacement for Mike Coulter. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to use him to be Wonder Man. Which, oh, geez, gosh. So I can't speak to that. I mean, they would rather have Wonder Man and race swap him rather than having this actor be Luke Cage, which he is more than physically able to do. Which is the actor that plays Black Manta in the Aquaman films. He is supposedly the MCU's new Wonder Man.
It just still sounds like everybody over there is making bad decisions. Just what is it called? Piss poor planning, the 3 Ps.
Mm-hmm.
Just bad management over there. But then again, Iger made it a point to fill his board with people who don't know shit about entertainment. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised by their bad decisions. By the way,
No.
Kyle is here.
Yes,
Kyle?
I don't. I have a video. I just was waiting.
Okay. Go
So-
for it.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
And we say that with love, Kyle.
I have an answer from Allison about.
Oh, you broke up, John. What?
No, I have an answer from Allison about when you're going to meet her. And
Oh,
after the holidays.
There's a lot of holidays. I mean, we've got holidays going all through next year. Like, what are you talking about?
that's precisely the idea.
I'm being overly literal. I'm being
Yeah.
literal. That's what you get with somebody who's on the spectrum in OCD.
Yeah.
Well, which holidays?
Well,
Um,
look, first of all, great news. I look forward to meeting her. And oh wow, thanks, X.
No,
Yeah,
he's playing Sue Storm.
Sue Storm. That's right. There's going to be Sue Storm.
Luke Cage is going to be played by Aquafina.
If there is any truth, and I talked to Sil about this already, Sil Abdul, I'm like, man. Oh, by the way, did you see the new photo that he posted? Sil, let me go see if I can find it real quick. Dude, this photo, and he cracked up laughing when I said what I said. Bill Abdul. All right. There he is. We've been talking a little more lately. I think after Mikey died, it was hard to talk.
It was.
I have so much trouble with that stuff because I'm still broken by that shit.
It still really doesn't seem real.
Yeah,
even
it's
now.
like I got up the other day and I'm like, and the first thought I was like, you need to go see what Mikey said. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Just, I hate it. I hate it. But I'm glad to see that they're still going. The magazine's still going and doing it in memory of him, But here you go. This is the photo we posted of Henry Cavill, all swole.
Wow.
That's not Henry Cavill. That's the new actor playing Superman. But it looks like Henry Cavill.
What?
Yep.
The serious? I mean, oh wow.
The way the hair pops out from under his hat, the way he's wearing his hat, how swole he is. I'm telling you, James Gunn's going to look stupid for doing what he did. But I hope this kid makes it. I hope that the movie doesn't suck. I hope for his sake. Because I don't want to wish failure on somebody young and new like this. But all he did is he just recast a lookalike.
Basically.
For a cheaper price.
And he's younger. So
No,
he's
he's
going to
not.
have
Not by much.
Not by
No?
much.
It's negligible.
Yeah.
It's negligible.
It's just
They-
a few
they-
years.
Uh-huh. They
It's
could
like a handful of
easily
years.
they could easily have Henry Cavill back because this kid, David Cornsweet, he's only maybe 4 years younger than Henry Cavill.
Yep.
Maybe.
So James
Hey,
Gunn's
me-
a real dickhead for doing this. He
This
really
is the first time I haven't seen a statement like this. For real.
Wow, Lady V. Well, I'm sorry you didn't like him. I thought Henry Cavill. Look, for me, if you're going to portray a character that is known worldwide, universally, there are two things I think you really, really need to have. First of all, talent. Second of all,
Looks the
a-
part.
a really deep understanding and appreciation of the fan and the fan base. Okay, RDJ had that with Iron Man. To some extent, even Chris Evans had that. Ben Affleck had it. Henry Cavill definitely had it because it wasn't just a part. You play Superman, you've really got to look at it as every child out there. And for a lot of kids, I mean, Henry Cavill will always be their Superman. You know, he just looks like him, and he has a way of approaching things. Look, even on social media, which this David Cornsweet guy, I mean, I haven't seen too much of him on social media, but I will say this: the way Henry Cavill has been on social media since he got cast, that has been about spot on. He interacts as much as he thinks is necessary. He keeps people informed without really making his life a complete open book. And again, genius the way that he decided to just build computers and still attract people, especially women. I mean, there are women out there that prior to Henry Cavill didn't give up about any guy and any guy building his own computer to play computer games. Yet Henry Cavill does it, and it's like, you know, it's a whole new world for them. And every nerd dude out there is going, man,
I want to be him. I want to be him.
I mean,
Speaking of that, just in the same over on Midnight's Edge group on Facebook, somebody posted this action heroes in the 80s, action heroes in today, and I chuckled at it, but then I went, wait a minute, what? No. So I responded to it, and that's what I said. I chuckled at it, but that's a tad bit yes, and I am a moderator on Midnight's Edge. But that's a tad bit disingenuous, at least as far as Tom Holland and RDJ go. Spider-Man was always lean, not beefed up. 2, RDJ wore armor, but got jacked up anyway. And there's the photos of both of them. And then I said, also, Hemsworth and Jackman are left out. Come on, man. The other 2, they aren't meant to be jacked, as Doctor Strange is a surgeon wizard, and Bruce Banner is the weak, nerdy scientist, with the Hulk is the jacked up half of him. It's just it's a weird. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, that's just not right. It's incorrect. Anybody else agree with me here? You guys agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's again, action heroes of the 80s and 90s, they really did have to look superhuman. I mean, you had to look that way, or else you weren't going to really attract anybody. Get them to come.
And they left Arnold out of there. They put Dolph in there, but not Arnold. Dolph was nothing more than a Stallone attempt at an Arnold knockoff. That's how Dolph got his career going.
Yeah.
I should have said that to him at dinner that night. That would have been funny.
Oh, jeez.
You really wanted him to smack you.
Well, he laughed at what I said. Because he said, you know, that he'd been studying method acting. I said, did you use that when you played He-Man?
Oh, no.
And he just chuckled at what I said. And Jim Woodward kicked me under the table. Really hard in the shin with cowboy boots. But anyway, so you know, getting back to it with Cavill, with all this stuff, let's get back to Madam Web.
Yeah.
What was your general reaction to that trailer? Because I didn't react to it very well. I didn't like it. I look, it was I cannot stand overly quick cut trailers with quick cuts. It's the MTV generation started that stuff. I'm part of the MTV generation, but I actually like things to go a little longer when I'm watching them in a trailer. I want to see more. And they're just like boom, 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 just hitting you with everything. But no characters I gave one living shit about. I didn't care about anybody in that trailer. No one mattered to me. And I hear that, you know, that's supposed to be Uncle Ben. Scott, what's his name's playing? It's one of the rumors.
What?
Yeah, that the other paramedic that she works with, played by Scott from what's that show, Parks and Rec, that he's supposed to be a young Uncle Ben.
But that movie should be then in the 60s.
No. Uncle Ben in relation to who's playing Spider-Man right now. But
yeah, and of course they got a Spider-Man knockoff, and of course he's the bad guy. All the females are the heroes. And
I mean,
I'm just
It's
so tired of this. I'm so
Spider-Man without Peter Parker.
Neo-feminist bullshit.
Oh.
Always, making the women the good guys, and the one interesting male character is the bad guy.
Yeah, but look who's
I'm so
actually
tired.
making all this stuff, though. Remember, Sony only pays for it technically, but it's still the people that make the MCU films are making these movies, and it is just. And Kevin Feige does have input, a lot of input. So obviously,
That's not a good thing, in my opinion.
it's just. Again, I have to shake my head, and it's like, look, if you're not going to try to keep this in the ballpark, if you're not going to try to make a character, if you're not going to try to at least adapt the actual character from the comics, if you're wanting to do something completely different, then call it something completely different. But don't be mad when people don't show up. Don't be mad when you lose all of the comic book fans. And all you have left are the normies, who half of them are out anyway because, they just don't like this stuff. They don't understand it.
Well, exactly.
So,
and by the way, Muslim Uncle said something there about trailers. And I got to say, I just introduced Anima to some older trailers to some classic films, including some stuff with Gene Hackman in it. I'm a big Gene Hackman fan. And we were watching one of the trailers. Actually, it was to Freebie and the Bean with Alan Arkin and James Caan. And they show the final fight scene in the trailer. I hate it when they do that. They take stuff from the third act and put it into the trailer. And I'm like, it spoils the film. And, and they've been doing it for a long time since we were kids, which I think is an absolute mistake. Doing a trailer is an art, and what you do is you want to create something that makes somebody want to watch it. But if you give them too much, what's the point of them watching it? Right? Or they give away plot points.
Yeah.
Or the basic story. When you understand how the story ends in the trailer, it's too much. It just should be a build-up, and everything should really come from the first and second acts. You should try to avoid touching things that are in the third act, if at all possible.
Well, if you can get away with just only doing stuff from at least the first act, and maybe try to take what you're doing for the trailer and get people interested just by using images from the first act and maybe hints from the second act. I know that's asking a lot, but
right.
There is an art to this, and as we've established over the last few years of doing this show, not a lot of people in Hollywood currently just know how to do a lot of things. You've got a lot of people that just seem to be, well, as confirmed by people that we know in the business, reading is not very high on a lot of people's list in Hollywood. One would think with all the scripts and everything, they would be, but
not necessarily so. But also when it comes down to trailers, I think that my biggest complaint, my biggest beef is that they do not include the directors. They kind of exclude them. They leave it up to usually an external marketing department to make these trailers that specialize in making trailers. And I think that it's a mistake, because I think that you should get an approval from the filmmaker themselves before releasing that trailer, because the film being promoted is the film they made. So I just always bothered me that they don't include the director in the trailers, unless that trailer just happens to be a massive executive producer too. You never see him involved with it. And I think that is an absolute strategic mistake. How a lot of the bad trailers have gone out.
Now, you've noticed, though, I mean, one of the things that I did enjoy is that Zack Snyder was heavily involved in the trailers for his Justice League
I think that's
film.
smart. But I did shit on that last trailer, because there's a shot of the
Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
It looked really good. I was like, oh, this is interesting. The fight scenes were looking good until one moment, and they lost me in that moment, where her with those little tiny arms she jumps up with a double block of two guys throwing full weight punches at her, and she blocks with those little noodles and stops those punches. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. That's just not believable at all. I want to be able to believe what's happening. You have to suspend disbelief. That is how movies work. There's no other way. Movies don't work any other way. You have to suspend disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of the process of filmmaking, suspending disbelief. And if you lose that, if that string breaks, it's your own damn fault. And they shouldn't have shown that. They shouldn't have done it that way. But Jagari wants to be casted in it, according to Lady V Elements. That's my complaint. That's why I'm complaining about it. And Kingsport Cal says Adam Scott is Uncle Ben, and it's been confirmed.
Wow.
I haven't seen it myself, but I don't doubt Kingsport Cal. I believe that he's read it. So let's see. Muslim Uncle says, I used to be that way about trailers. Right now, I just want the teaser and as little as possible. Yeah, it shouldn't be over a minute. I don't want to see a 2 to 3 minute trailer. Too much is given away. I don't mind seeing clips from earlier scenes in the first and second act, but I don't want to watch anything from the third act. When they use all the best parts with no room for climax. Actually, you know, Lady V, my favorite trailers are the ones that use cutscenes. Remember Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Steve Martin and Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Two of the funniest moments in that trailer weren't in the movie. They were edited out.
Climax is usually the best part.
And that's where he wanted to have them in there. Like when they're walking along, they're in the French Riviera and they're walking along the wall where the water is, the ocean. And Steve Martin's walking by and he pushes the old lady into the ocean. She's like throwing out bread for the ducks or birds or fish or whatever. And he just pushes her into the ocean. I laugh so hard at that. It's not in the movie.
Yeah.
Tim's back.
That's a brilliant film.
Oh, yeah, it is. Look, he made his career off of remakes.
Yeah.
He really did. Now, don't get me wrong. He made some good films that were original, but the films that made the most money for him were all remakes.
Mm-hmm. Or different.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
Little Shop of Horrors was a remake of a film made by the master of low budget horror.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? I forgot his name. Roger Corman. Thank you. And turned into a off Broadway musical. And so what he did is he remade it with the music from the off Broadway musical, but he still kept elements from the original film in there. Mm-hmm. And done just right. I thought it was great. Steve Martin as the dentist was like one of my favorite parts. When I was younger, just a bad little kid, my mama noticed funny things I did, like drowning guppies and shooting puppies with a BB gun. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is sadistic. I love that movie. And then what was the other one? Well, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, another remake. But Roxanne, of course, is a remake of
Pink Panther.
Was he involved with Pink Panther?
Yeah.
Steve Martin. Yeah.
That was a terrible movie. I hated it.
But
yeah, it was a remake. Both of them were bad. You know, in the original film, Peter Sellers' French accent was so believable that he would do it. The first time he did it not in a movie, he did it on an airplane with French people on board. And he became so obnoxious and annoying that even the French people were annoyed with him. Peter Sellers was a genius. He nailed it, but Steve Martin's French accent was terrible. It just wasn't funny either. I felt bad for Jean Reno being in that movie.
If they ever decide to remake Being There, they'll just reframe it as him being on the spectrum.
There was a kind of remake, and it came out in the last few years. I forget. It's like just escaped me. But when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, that's Being There. That's what this is. But it's not. It was like an homage to Being There. And I can't remember what the hell it is. And once I say it, you go, oh, that one. Yeah. I love Being There. It's like one of my favorite films. It's his last movie. He died right after it. And they could put the outtakes at the end, which I thought was a mistake. But I get it. You know, it was his last movie. So they wanted to put some outtakes in there. I felt like I don't know. It was not the right kind of film for outtakes at the end.
Yeah.
Because it has such a loving, somber ending. And then throw these funny things at the end during the credits. I was like, I wish they hadn't done that. But what a great film. If you've never seen Being There, go get a copy. I wouldn't say go to Blockbuster and rent it, but you can buy or rent it online or watch it by other means. Let's see. Complain about ad block. What's this? Peter Vinkman said is here. What's up, Vinkman's girl? Complain about ad blockers, but you got to reload the page 3 times before you get the ad before the content. I got to tell you something. It's backfiring on YouTube. It is backfiring on them. This is enforced to where you can't have an ad blocker on at all. But here's what happens when I watch it on Firefox. The video loads with the ad, and then the ad ends almost immediately. Then another ad might pop up, and then it ends immediately. And then it goes straight into the video. It's like blurp, blurp, here's the show. And that's how it's doing it on its own.
I have no problem with my ad blocker on YouTube.
I sure do. They do not like it.
Yeah. I use a layered defense, though. I wonder if that's probably what it is. They defeat one, but the other one picks it up.
And YouTube is still, they're shadow banning us. We haven't grown, but by a couple of subscriptions in the last 2 months.
Wow.
And they're absolutely messing with us. And again, that's what's leading to us moving eventually over to Rumble, because Rumble doesn't mess with us at all. Everything's true, honest, straightforward with them. I like that.
So they seem to really like us, huh?
Rumble does. The audience seems a lot of the audiences are friends anyway that watch us here, and they're just eventually going over there too. My ad blocker works fine too for now. Eventually, it hits a point. It's really weird. And by the way, they still haven't figured it out. Somebody wanted me to pay them to fix Twitter for me, by the way, because I still show the Bluebird of Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, 2 months since they launched it as X. Still, I've cleared my cache, done everything. Went to another browser. It's never been there. Logged in. Still, Bluebird of Twitter. It's weird. And it's only on my personal one. On our channel page on Twitter, X. It's just weird. I don't understand what they're doing. But any other thoughts on Madam Web, where it's going, what they're doing? Because I get the feeling you, Keith, are saying that they know what they're doing, but I don't think they know what they're doing.
Oh, I'm not saying it's all going to be good. I'm just saying that they have a particular plan because they've held on to it for so long. And they're going to continue to do everything that they originally planned to do. So look for one of the next films to be either one other member of the Sinister Six or to go with their Felicia and they're going to try to do a Black Cat movie. They've been off and on going with that one, and oh man, it's just, this is starting to really get tiresome. Seriously,
Well,
I mean,
is Avi Arad out yet?
No, he's involved with all this. All of this is.
I consider him to be a major problem for Sony.
He's both a problem, but he's also. I look at it this way. On the one hand, yeah, he's a problem, but I also like the fact that he can be a bit of a thorn. Having him involved means that
he's
Kevin
very
Feige,
myopic. He's myopic and narrow vision. He doesn't get things.
Yeah,
is a major problem with him.
I think Kevin Feige, he's a good foil in a way for Kevin Feige. He can.
Well, that's one of the people who taught him. So Avi Arad is one of his teachers, along with what's her name, the executive producer behind the X-Men.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
wife of a great director.
I just think that in the end, Sony's going to do what Sony wants to do, and they're going to continue to go down this road. They keep having success with all of the Miles Morales stuff and everything that they're doing
Boy.
right now. So
Speaking of Miles Morales, people are pissed. They're getting tired of people like us saying Miles Morales is Miles Morales.
well,
It's not Spider-Man.
Isn't that who he is? He's Miles Morales, right?
Yeah, he's Miles Morales.
That's
And
what
I'm
it
like,
says.
why are you upset about that? He's Miles Morales. He's putting on a costume in honor of Spider-Man, but he is not Spider-Man.
I mean, if you want to give him a number, sure, he's Spider-Man number 4. What?
Yeah, you can do that.
I mean, he's
Put a little
Spider-Man 4.
Spider-Man font.
Yeah,
number 4 at the end.
Yeah, he's the 4th Spider-Man. What do you expect?
He was, in my opinion, he's gotten better as a character.
Yeah.
But you and I know it, that he was just a clear-cut knockoff of Peter Parker.
Yes.
They didn't even try to hide it when they did it. You know, he followed the same steps. And it's like, don't do that. You know, they're not even bothering trying to make him an original character. It's just, that was one of the first race swapping of Spider-Man attempts at it. And it failed.
Well, yeah.
It works in the comic books to a certain degree. But we're fully aware that's still not Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Period.
Yep. And that's the way it's going to work. I mean, I'm sorry if there are people that are upset about that, but you gotta understand he is the second Spider-Man with color, so he will forever be number 2, the Deuce. You know, so
the big Deuce.
Oh,
what the deuce? Let's see, what do we got here? I thought Madame Web was an old chick, so she was.
Yeah.
And now she's a young lady again. It's like the old ladies keep getting younger and younger with what's her name? Torme, Marissa Torme. Yeah. His Aunt May was hot. And then they did the same thing with Madame Web, making her young. It's like, come on, guys, stop it. I think this is going to be, look, they didn't do too well with the last Venom. They did even worse with Sony. Did even worse with what's his name, the Bat Spider guy. Morbius.
Hey,
yeah,
you know your movie's not doing well when you put it out there, and it does about as well, if not slightly worse than Mobius. So,
did anybody else get hit by that with a headset? Something spiked with your voice, and it came through like a knife in my ear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. I turned it down so it won't happen again. We're not hating on Miles. I actually think Miles works. It's just stop pretending he's Spider-Man. He's not.
The good one, G. What, Miles be number 5? If you count the guy from the TV show, just say, yeah, very okay.
Yep. That's Keith's brother going at it.
I do like Miles, but it's not like he's the first one. I'm sorry, he's not, and nobody's hating on him. Kingsport call. It's just the fact that, you know, as being a Spider-Man of color, he is number 2. You know,
don't get me wrong. I know Script Doctor didn't. A lot of people didn't like it. Tom didn't like it. I liked Into the Spider-Verse, the first movie. I didn't like the second one. That was dumb.
Haven't seen the second. The first one is I liked it. The story and the thing. The jitter animation is what
it was. The relationship between Peter Parker, the alternate universe Peter Parker, and Miles that made it interesting for me. That's why I watched it. I thought they were good. They had a good dynamic. Past that, I couldn't care less. But again, I'm going to point this out that Marvel doesn't understand, and that includes Sony, doesn't understand string theory. They do not understand how alternate universes work.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why Marvel was never really used alternate universes too much. That's the reason why it was pretty much almost the exclusive purview of DC. You know, and again, that's not hating on Marvel. I'm just telling you.
Well, DC's doing the same fucking thing now, like bringing back Michael Keaton in the world with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It's like that's not how alternate universes work.
Yep.
If you want to know how it works, go watch that show that was about it with the dude that played J. Jonah Jameson. That's how alternate universes work.
Night Sky?
No. It was the short-lived series. Season 1 was fantastic. Season 2 was off the rails stupid. They completely lost their train of thought. and went somewhere else with the plot, and they lost me quickly. I was out by episode 2, and so was everybody else. The viewership just plummeted very quickly on it. I'll tell you really quick. Who was the actor who played J. Jonah Jameson?
Oh,
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, that's it. J.K. Simmons.
Wasn't that an Amazon series? I think it was.
I don't think it was. No, he was on another show on Amazon. It was good, actually. I liked that one. That was called Night Sky. But he was on a show on, I think it was Netflix, called Counterpart.
That's it. Yeah.
Where he plays 2 versions of himself. And that's what you would be dealing with with an alternate reality. In that one, there's only 2 realities. A schism took place because of an incident. And so there were 2, reality was split in 2. And there's a gateway between the 2 that's guarded by the governments to make sure nobody contaminates the other universe. Never seen it. None of you guys saw that?
Yeah, I never got a chance to see that one, but I heard a lot of great
season
stuff
1.
about it.
Don't bother with season 2. Watch season 1 of Counterpart. It's so worth the watch. It's great.
Oh, G is back again. Huge fan of Miles Morales. The way I look at it, he is the current evolution of the character. Yeah, the current evolution of Miles Morales. Yes, he is.
He is.
And they're going to go back into the Ultimate Universe. That's what they're going to do with Marvel Comics. So,
oh my God, Kingsport Cow. He is so good as Omni-Man.
He is.
Simmons. I love that show.
And that's another one. We're getting close to the premiere of the 2nd season.
It's already on.
Yeah. I've been watching it. It's good.
Sorry.
It's been out for a few weeks.
I do not have that particular service, so I did not know. So I apologize.
I'm just a caveman.
Is that you, Keith?
Today, yes. Wow.
So, yeah, it's a good show, man. The new season started off crazy with an alternate universe. They kicked in with the alternate universe thing. And they're going a whole... there's going to come a point where people are really going to get bored of alternate universe stuff.
Yeah.
But they're doing a good job with it so far. None of that weird... there's a different actor playing you. It's just dumb.
Well, that's in the comic.
That's not how...
and it's an integral part of the overall arc of the comic.
Well, it was in the comics for Marvel and DC too, but they got it right in the comics. They do it wrong in the movies and on TV. That's why I can't watch Loki. Loki is just so annoying. It's like, don't use something from physics and do it wrong. If you're going to use real physics, then use it correctly. It's sort of like the argument that was made for episode 1 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, where people were attacking. And I'm like, actually, no, what they showed with the event horizon on a black hole, that's actually the current theory on how it works.
Mm-hmm.
The current research and belief system in science, all the theories point at the way they showed it and the way they hid within the event horizon. What pissed me off was showing the Gorn and having an all-female crew on the bridge. Just dumb. But science was right. They actually have a science person working the show.
I do know that they just unveiled the teaser trailer for season 2 of Arcane.
What do you think?
Yes, I haven't seen
it. That's out. You can find that on YouTube. You can find that on X and other places. But it's a teaser trailer. So, but that
was released 8 days ago.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I have been waiting quite a while for season 2 of Arcane, which is, in my opinion, probably the best anime series ever in the history of Netflix. That show.
So do you feel that Netflix is trying to right the ship?
I think they've decided to scale back on some of the stuff that they were doing, and especially after what happened with Cowboy Bebop. You're spending a lot of money to basically not make money. And so with One Piece, what they did was they got the creator of that to work with them, and it looks like that's what they've also done with
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah.
You know, and again, look at the response. You bring in the people that actually know what they're doing, and people respond positively. You can only try to basically stand on principle for so long until you go broke, you know, or you're Disney right now. I'm just.
We're going to see. I'm telling you, we're going to see a hostile takeover at Disney.
Maybe
there's Ike Perlmutter being brought back into the fold.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
Well, they're in a knife fight over the stock right now. So
that's right. But also, it turns out that Bob may not have been idle during all this time. He may be bringing in someone to help out, and this person's definitely got some money, and they've got some experience, and they are way younger than the majority of the people involved with this, so he can outlast a lot of people. And he's also married to a very, very talented, beautiful young actress. So, or, you know, he's married to Jordana Brewster from the Fast and Furious films. And this guy has been brought in to, it's Dom's sister. Okay, anyway, Dom's sister. Basically, when it comes to that, it may actually take a little bit of something. They may need to go out and get George Lucas and a few other people to really help out, but it may not be as easy as some of us thought it would be, as far as just Peltz going out and buying up more shares. So,
well, it goes back to what I said before. Have you ever had to or tried to clean a dirty floor with a dirty mop? That's what Bob Iger is doing. Bob is trying to clean up a dirty floor with a dirty mop because he made the mess. And while he's trying to clean it, he's still making a mess at the same time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just don't see how him being there is going to help anything. If he brings in somebody else that can help, I still don't think they can salvage the damage that's been done.
Oh, that person's not there to help.
I think the last I heard it was close to $1 trillion loss.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Overall, $1 trillion. And governments
they still
have collapsed with that kind of number.
And they still wonder, you know, wow, you know, you still get people talking about, well, it's going to be really hard to bring back all the original actors if they decide to just do another Avengers movie with the original cast. No, with all the money that they've wasted, they could have more than afforded to bring everybody back.
Yeah. And the whole thing with Feige, you and I talked about this a long time ago, is that he was trying to find ways to not have to pay out that 25%. And well, now they've gotten to that point, and it's a dismal failure. So, phase 4 completely failed. It fell on its face. And then they announced phase 5. We're going to do better this time. And yet it was being run by the same 3 phases. Well, now 2 of those phases, one of them's gone.
I'm telling you, things are not going to go the way a lot of the people who are still sticking with this think it's going to go. The whole Young Avengers thing, that is not going to go the way you think that it is. In fact, I guarantee you, if they are successful in air quotes here, Young Avengers, it'll be just a slightly younger version of A-Force. That's what they're going for. And after what they're planning to do to Fantastic Four and to the mutants, I'm telling you, I don't think there's going to hardly be anybody left watching this stuff. It's not really going to get.
They've lost so many. They've already lost so many that people have just bailed. I bailed. Yeah. I don't care. At this point, people go, "Well, are you going to watch it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I have no investment in this anymore."
I feel bad for all the actors involved. I feel bad for. I mean, look,
open their mouths and.
I feel bad for Haley Steinfeld.
Like
I like her as an actress.
I do too.
I liked her in Hawkeye.
Good singer too.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where by the time a lot of these actors are going to be given their opportunity to take center stage, there's really going to be next to nobody watching. And they may end up turning the Young Avengers into something on D+ rather than a movie. So,
we know that a lot of stuff has been shut down. The big word now is Sil Abdul, I think, was one of the early ones to put it out, at least that I saw, was that what's his name from The Mandalorian is supposed to be Reed
Pedro
Richards.
Pascal.
And I'm like, the minute I read that, I'm like, what? What a terrible casting choice.
Until I see him actually in the suit, I don't believe it.
He doesn't look right. It doesn't matter. He doesn't look right for the part. You need an actor that looks right for every role.
But they've already casted Sue. I mean, we all know it's going to be Vanessa Kirby. So can you see Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal playing Reed and Sue?
No.
Guys,
I don't think. Look, a lot of people like Vanessa Kirby, and don't get me wrong, she's a good actor. I think she looks weird. She's got a weird face. She is not Sue Storm. Somebody did a fan piece of artwork with what's her name, the Australian actress, blonde, plays
Margot.
Margot Robbie.
They put Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, and I'm like, boy, she looks the part.
Hubba.
My joke. Somebody said, "Well, who do you see?" Oh, it's time. All right, good. Do it. I smelled that fart all the way over here on the bridge. That's commercials.
Love it. Hey, do yourself a favor, and holiday season's coming up. Might be a good opportunity to buy your favorite person a Pop Culture Minefield or Dangerous Nerds t-shirt.
That's right. And by the way, until we get all the email things going, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Those comments, of course, help with the algorithm that YouTube is going out of its way to try to hurt us with.
Yeah.
And damage control. But leaving the comments, too. I like them. I like seeing those, and I like liking them and commenting back or replying to them. I do enjoy it. But do take a look at our merch. If there's other stuff you'd like to see, let us know. I'd be glad to do some more artwork. Margot is too busy being a successful films to bother with Marvel. Yeah. But anyway, so moving on to the next part. What else are we going to talk about?
I think go ahead.
Okay, we have planned to talk about. What are they? I'm trying to remember the correct order, but we can start with Blue-Eyed Samurai, who I think it will dethrone, at least at the moment, best animation in Netflix.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Blue-Eyed Samurai is an anime series that is about a samurai young samurai woman who has blue eyes, and takes place in the I think it's 17th century Japan.
Yes.
And the animation is gorgeous. The acting has some great talent connected with it, including Kenneth Branagh as one of the voices. And the way they decided to make this, they decided to use actual actors for all of the fight sequences and stunts, which gives it a kind of cinematic sort of feel and level to the whole thing. And again, it's all animated. It's great stuff. Hello, Stephen.
Madam Web isn't animated.
Tim says, well, I don't think this is a good show.
What show?
This show
That's fine.
It's gotten better now, I hope.
Not
Steven's
really.
here.
No, it's gonna get worse.
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot of nuts.
Oh, man.
John,
So what?
shaking your head at me.
Again, what you were saying, Keith? Get back to it.
Yeah, it's an animated series on Netflix right now, and I gotta say that first episode is amazing.
What show?
It's called Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Oh, I've heard of that. I haven't touched into it yet. It's like the cell, kind of like 3D cell animated, right? To a degree.
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it has that kind of weird shading to it.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm on the third episode, and that shit has captured me completely. Yes, it has certain elements that now and then you say, "Oh my," but at the same time, they are handled. They are well handled.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I tried to watch this. I couldn't get into it.
Really?
I haven't even tried yet because I was waiting to see what all my friends thought of it before I waste time on it, because I'm funny about watching things. My time's important to me.
But there are other animated series. What was it? Apollo. Oh shoot, what was it? The Astro Boy universe one.
Oh.
Um.
Oh, Scott Pilgrim?
No, not Apollo.
Pluto.
Pluto. That's the one. Thank you. Yeah,
Pluto.
Pluto was good too. Sorry, Keith. I didn't mean to cut you off. And Beacon.
Oh no, that's all right. It's A-OK, big man.
What do you guys think about the new Scott Pilgrim? Takes off.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Have you guys seen Beacon 23 yet?
No.
Ooh, no.
Any good?
Yeah. Sci-fi trapped in a space station, 2 AI. Yeah, give it a shot. It's actually MGM's.
All right, I will give it a shot. Trying to think if there's anything new on there that I've seen that I liked.
I don't pay for Netflix, so I don't know.
Let's see. I don't either.
No.
And I'm not going to
If
say
you're saying what's the
anything
best FF movies, that would be probably easier for me.
I've been wanting to watch Blue Eye Samurai, but I wanted to wait to hear from everybody before I tried.
Well,
I got to watch Invincible, though. Season 2 has been pretty good.
Oh my God, it is. I'm caught up with that, and I'm going to try to introduce Anima to it because she doesn't like animated to begin with.
Yeah,
so it's really got to be good. But I told her, I said, this is a really good show.
And I had to commandeer. I'll give recommendations. Give the first 10 episodes of Goosebumps a try. Monarch: The Legacy of Monsters I haven't touched yet, and I'll go back to it before.
I watched the first episode, and it was pretty good of Goosebumps.
Beacon 23 though is it's nice sci-fi. It's good sci-fi. It's not
on Goosebumps. The kid from what is that movie called? Oh my God!
And the Santa Claus.
Jeepers Creeper.
Jeepers Creepers
moves into a house where a kid was killed by something, and it made it look like suicide. This thing made it look like suicide, and it's still populating the house. And by him being in the house, he's bringing it back to life. And that's where I ended with it. And I'm like, you know what? This is a good setup.
It's a good setup, Gary, but what you're describing as the plot is definitely not the plot by the time you get to the 10th episode. It totally evaporates and warps itself.
Oh,
what is that show?
Yeah, Goosebumps. It's Sony's new readaptation of Goosebumps, but it's actually done pretty well. It's picture Sabrina the Teenage Witch kind of style of directing, but with Goosebumps, and it still doesn't take itself too seriously.
I will tell you the one thing I felt was really good that I wasn't expecting to be good, because I do not think that Mike Flanagan is that good of a writer, is Fall of the House of Usher, which ended up being a really huge nod to Edgar Allan Poe's other writing. He took the basic premise of Fall of the House of Usher, and then each episode is basically one of Edgar Allan Poe's stories, blended in to the overall story arc. Fall of the House of Usher. And Bruce Greenwood is just brilliant in this show. I mean, everybody knows him best for playing Pike in the movies by J.J. Abrams. He's a much better actor than that. He's really good in this show. And I highly recommend the show. Yeah, there were some flaws within it, but I got past those and was like, this is a really good show. Very entertaining. You know, they do the Cask of Monty, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that word. And they do the Telltale Heart, just great. The Raven is also part of the overall story arc for the film. They blended the Raven in with the story of the Fall of House of Usher.
Yep.
I was very pleased with it. Flanagan did a good job this season. I was pleased. Anybody else have any recommendations on there?
Well, we had a list.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Beacon 23 is based on a book by the same guy that wrote the book that Silo's based on.
We got any graphics for this? While we're talking about
they
it?
only wrote a list. They don't write.
Oh, nobody took time to get graphics. Okay. What's it called again?
Beacon 23.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That's a good one.
Please, in the private chat. I can't get the spelling.
Oh, I saw this.
Oh.
Yeah, with
Beacon
Lena
23.
Headey. Yeah, with Lena Headey. It looks good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Maybe learn to speak English. That should help you.
I'm trying.
And I really
I'm
liked
doing my
Monarch. I've seen the first 2 episodes of Monarch now.
That's
and I
Apple
really like
Plus, and I do too. I've halfway through the first or second episode, I got irritated with some issues. In the military, you don't salute indoors. 2, if you point a weapon at somebody and you're playing security in the military, you don't put that weapon down until you patted them down, because you pointed it at them for a reason, because they're either a potential threat or an active threat. And I'm just like, this is dumb. That's like really fucking dumb.
Well,
but
most
tell us
people
more
aren't
about
gonna
this.
catch that. So
This is the graphic for anybody else is welcome to start downloading if you have a copy of this list of graphics for this, because this is Beacon 23. Lena Headey, best known for the Sarah
Chronicles.
Yeah, the Chronicles of Sarah, what's her name? And of course
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. And that looks like
300.
Is that Ice Cube's son? It looks like him.
I don't know.
The kid that because his son actually played him in the movie, talking about their life.
Yeah,
and it was really good, by the way.
that's Stephen James. I don't think he's related.
Oh, it's not him. No, it's not him.
Yeah, that's O'Shea Jackson is Ice Cube's son.
Yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary.
They don't all look alike. He gets that angry look just like his dad.
Gary.
His dad always looks like he's angry.
Gary. They don't all look alike.
You know what? I can tell the difference.
It's not now.
And you?
I've hung out with Keith and his twin.
Yeah, but they have the same face.
No, not really. Not really.
No.
The only thing I will say with Keith and his brothers is on the phone, I do get confused as to who's who, but they did that with my family. Like my mom was like, who's on the phone? Is that like Mike? No, it's Steve. Is that Steve? No, it's Gary. Because all 3 of us sound the same over the phone.
You all sound white?
Oh.
They all sound the same. Well, it's all that skin color in their voice.
No, hold on. I'm laughing still.
Damn, Nature, you scary.
Yeah. So let's get to the next one. So Beacon 23 does look good. I'm intrigued. What's the next one?
I apologize, Gary. I meant we all sound Becker.
Oh, and you brought up the Monarch, which is good so far, except for that stupid shit with the military. I will say it's shy on monsters.
Well, it's not as shy as Godzilla 2014 was.
Good point.
Ain't that the truth? It's like, I wanted to do like they did with Jaws. They did what they did with Jaws because the shark wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, don't.
I rewatched the Matthew Broderick one not too long ago, and I was like, why?
There's a little nod to that movie.
Why was this made?
Did you catch that, Dust Wolfen?
What? Huh?
There's a little scene in this new show That is just like a scene from Godzilla '97 with the eggs.
Yeah, it's not just the same. It's different.
It's very similar, but I think scarier.
Yeah, the only thing is
these aren't cute little dinosaurs. These things are horrifying looking things that want to eat you.
They're cockroaches, is what they are.
Oh, Disney.
They look like parasites. Is really what they look like. Because they have armor on them. That's layered armor, and it's just freaky looking. So, and I was trying to think, were they supposed to be the Mudos? I wasn't sure at first.
They don't know what they think they're a Mudo, but they weren't sure what they were. So that's why the doctor was going to go down there and get the genetic sample, and we saw how that turned out. But no, it's a great series. It opens up with Kong, which I thought was cool, and John Goodman playing his role he was in Kong.
And they don't show his death. Instead, you think he's going to die.
Yeah.
Because I don't think did we see his fate in the movie Skull Island?
he gets eaten by one of the skull.
Those creatures, yeah.
Skull crawlers, yeah.
Those things are scary.
Yeah, he's standing there and whoop. But
are we getting another second season of Silo?
I haven't heard yet. But there's 3 books in the series, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do.
Yeah, that was a good one. Awkward silence.
Yeah.
Season 2 of The Clauses is also out now too.
But
I didn't watch season 1, but I do want to because I like Tim Allen.
It's good. It's Santa Claus. You're not going to get like Dread style violence.
What? We're not going to get anything like The Night the Reindeer Died?
No, of course not. No, that's only for like HBO Skinamax things.
Another
that's
cool
a missed opportunity.
Another cool thing is they managed to tie the series into Godzilla 2014 through the girl who was a teacher and trying to save kids out of one of the buses and
and they went pretty far with that. Some of those kids die.
Oh, a lot of those kids die.
You hear them scream going off the ledge.
They only saved like 4 or 5 of them before the rest of them went off.
Which kind of pissed me off at the same time because I'm like, move faster. You're like, you're one at a time. Don't grab them. Just throw them off the window. Bus.
Just throw them out.
Just throw them. Get them off that damn bus. And they're like, one by one. So in many ways, it was her fault the kids died.
Well, that's another reason why she screwed up so much.
Yeah. I got the PTSD from letting kids die.
She does. She's got the PTSD. She's got PTSD.
Oh, it's clear, dude. When they hood her and when they take her down into the subway, holy shit, she's losing her mind. She's got a problem.
And I think
goes into panic mode.
And I think it's really cool that Wyatt plays the same part as his father, just 50 years apart.
Yeah, and it's not the first time he's done that. For those of you who didn't know, he's played his dad before in a little film called Soldier. When you see the character that Kurt Russell plays,
that's Wyatt.
That's Wyatt with the flag when he's carrying the flag.
Yeah,
that's
nice. That's Wyatt when he was 12 years old.
Yep.
And he really looked like his dad then. He resembles him now. The eyes, the tip of his nose, his mouth and chin are completely different. But it doesn't matter. I think he does a good job, mannerism-wise, of mimicking his dad.
Yeah.
I have a question. Have any of you guys put on Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead?
No.
That's the anime. You should.
No.
Is it good?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
It starts off with this weird black and white, and then as soon as you start realizing how the world turns out, all the color goes in, and they use like different type of spray paints for the blood, and it's good. It's a different take, but it's a good zombie film series so far.
Now zombies are pretty much played out.
There we go. I'm done.
Yeah,
it's still good. Do you realize that every show is pretty much played out because it's the same rendition of a different story in the same universe doing a different thing with different names, same characters?
Oh, you mean basically modern day Hollywood?
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a remake that blew a fart that was remastered to not look like a fart that was remade 5 years ago.
And basically, it's not even something that is just about sci-fi or geek genre. I mean, it's everything. Police detective shows, romantic shows, lots and lots, surprisingly, lots and lots of historical dramas.
Unless you're the new Power Rangers, and that shit sucks.
And there's like another spin-off of NCIS that's in Sydney, Australia.
Yep. Tax breaks. I mean,
Crocodile Dundee.
That's what you call it. NCIS tax breaks.
Yeah.
But
Kiwi
I'll
SI.
watch. I'll watch that.
Oh man,
I have watched Captain Laserhawk, and that's kind of a weird acid trip in itself.
What is that?
That's another animated series. It's
But
on
that's
Netflix, yes.
Isn't that based on
Far Cry,
the Far Cry Blood Dragon?
something like
Yes.
that, yeah. And Crapopolis is pretty cool because the voice actors are actually from IT Crowd.
Yeah, that's a fun show to watch.
It is. Who uses Bing?
Okay. So
Who uses what?
Bing. I'm sorry, I saw the links in the private chat. I saw Bing. I'm sorry.
That's Keith. He gets quiet all of a sudden.
You're using Bing? Sorry. It's all good. I was messing around.
He's a great performer.
Okay.
Bing, 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 bing.
Next on the list would be Avatar: The Last Airbender live action.
Yes, and I got a graphic there for you. Go ahead and throw it up.
Bing.
I threw it up.
No, do it yourself.
Good day, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
God, that looks so fucking bad.
No, it looks good, man.
No,
I watched it. I really enjoyed the trailer.
I'm talking about the art.
They look like the characters.
The art. Okay.
Look at his flying mount in the back. Gary, put the picture up. It looks like Grumpy Cat. He has helium in his mouth. What the
fuck?
Looks like one of those yokais you see in anime, right? With the masks and shit. That's what it looks like. 4 legs, 6 legs. Yeah.
You know, this is looking more and more. It looks more and more like Netflix has learned pretty much how to do this. I mean,
from One Piece.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is they learned from the mistake that they made with
Cowboy Crap Bob?
Bebop. Yeah. Cowboy Bebop was a massive mistake. And they lost a lot of money on that one. And so just making sure that you invite in the creator and originator of said property, that makes a difference. That makes a big difference. And with this particular property, they have, I think, learned all the lessons from both One Piece and from Cowboy Bebop. And they have a really, really good cast, which includes Daniel Day Kim. And oh geez, I mean, this is a really well done cast, and I think people are gonna like this. I think they're gonna like it. Now, will it be a big hit? Nobody knows, but I think people are gonna like this.
I enjoyed the trailer myself, and just simply because it felt like they actually paid attention to casting.
Mm-hmm.
They cast the right kind of actors for the roles they're playing. Don't get me wrong; there were things I enjoyed about the movie that M. Night Shyamalan did, but I thought the casting was wrong, and I thought it was a mistake not to keep in the Forest people because they were great characters, and by doing it as a series instead of a film, you get to cover a lot of those cool characters.
Mm-hmm. You get to cover even more, and I think it's a good idea to do this,
I do too.
and I think Netflix is really starting to learn that if you listen to the fan base a little bit, you can come out ahead financially, which is really the purpose to a lot of this stuff. You want to make money. Anybody that's doing all of this and you don't want to make money, I'm looking right at you, Disney. You're an idiot.
And by the way, One Piece, I think it was, who was it just said that? Don said it. Absolutely agree with you. I agree with you. I didn't even like the anime. I enjoyed the live action.
The only reason One Piece turned out as well as it did is because they brought in the creator.
Yeah.
And most live action anime adaptations suck and suck hard because they just don't know what they're doing when they make these. The very few that have been good is like the Rurouni Kenshin movies.
Indeed.
Because they kept to the spirit and the look of the anime as opposed to just throwing it together.
Well, that's the reason why we have to support projects like this when they do make the effort. This is the whole Sonic thing all over again. It really is radically simple. It really is. Pay attention to the people who are the fans and to the people who you are aiming this at. And try to follow what they're attempting to tell you when you put out little things about it in advance. Try to really get that crowd excited, and the rest will take care of itself.
And again, Bateman's Girl says it here too, and listen to them, which they didn't do with Cowboy Bebop. Agreed.
Yep.
There's quite a few people that I know that were big Cowboy Bebop fans that were just beyond mad. Then again, it didn't help that the lead actress pulled a Rachel Zegler and decided to run off at the mouth a little bit.
I get diarrhea of the mouth.
That's most of Hollywood these days.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I was just talking about it on Facebook. It's like, remember back when they had like publicists and managers to keep them from saying stupid shit in public? What happened to that?
Every time one of them starts going off about some cause or you're an istrophobe, I just want to go, you're a dancing monkey. That's what you're paid to do. Dance for me.
That's what ruined it for me with the actor from Mandalorian, Pablo, or whatever his name is.
Pedro Pascal.
He just, he attacks people like me directly and insulted us. And it's like, I'm trying to like you, man. I'm trying. I can like a lot of people who don't politically agree with me, but you're being an ass about it. And him and so we've lost our ability to enjoy the taste of things with him in it. I'm personally glad The Mandalorian, it should be over. I heard just today that it's coming back for another season. I'm like,
4.
Just fucking let it die.
Yes, but I heard that he's not going to be in season 4.
I hope not. But either way it goes, it's all going to be about, now The Mandalorian doesn't mean anything about him. It's about the people, the character, the race, whatever you want to call them, of Mandalorians. And I'm
nation.
I'm out. I don't give two shit for Filoni's stuff. He writes like everything's written at a fourth grade level. I'm just done with him, and he's betrayed us twice now. I'm just done with him. Yeah. So I'm supposed to hate or support. I can't tell because the actors can't either. Well, I'm not going to talk about that here.
Yeah.
But I don't give two shits what actors support and don't support. And that's the thing. Keep it to your fucking self. It's your personal, private stuff.
I am
career.
I am available if any studio wants to hire me to basically act like their own personal Terry Tate. So,
I would say this: if the bugs in Starship Troopers were liberals, you'd be a smart bug.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's both a dig and a hug at the same time.
Digging that hug thing. Okay.
It's a dig and a hug. I respect my liberal friends. I really do. What I don't respect are leftists. I don't like or respect them. Don't get two shits what they have to say. You need to listen to us. No, I don't. I don't get.
You have to respect my ideology and authority.
My authority. That's right, Cartman.
That's right. You got to remember that no matter what I type on my pronoun dictionary, it's fact and science. Because
let's talk
liberals
about that.
Told me.
Let's talk about that. That latest movie that they did.
What movie?
Pandaverse.
Oh, yeah, we can. But quickly, John, did you go into Martin? Did you guys go into the pop culture studio and put the proper pronouns in there? Like what the and fuck?
I looked and I don't see him in there.
No,
you should.
But I know your pronouns are "fuck you,"
and yours are not funny.
Oh, jeez.
We
My
can do
favorite
this all year.
Is it, and to say it like it.
Tim and
sort of
Curry.
like the way Tim says Tim.
Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim. So what are we going to talk about next? We're going to talk about Rebel Moon.
Are
we?
Wow. I think
Rebel Moon.
I think we can talk about Rebel Moon. I think it's going to be good. Now, will it be great? Don't know.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't trust Snyder's writing.
Thank you.
I don't.
He can't write. He's a terrible writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that everything looked good before and after. But you know where they lost me? Right here. This is it. Right here.
Oh, you mean the Ray Palpatine moment? Yeah, but look
where
at those
you see her with those little scrawny arms blocking two grown men throwing strikes at her. She's able to block with those weak ass arms.
Scrawny. Those aren't scrawny.
They're
really scrawny.
No, they aren't. Those are muscles in there.
That's 12 inches around at max.
I wish it was 12 inches.
Oh my
tiny,
God.
tiny arms. 12 inches only matters with men.
Yes,
definitely not white man.
Yeah, she's strong. She has the strength of a gymnast, but it's not a strength for a fighter.
She has the inner strength of 1,000 rebel moons. What are you talking about?
Oh, and I'm just saying it's humanly impossible for someone to block those strikes that way, and that turns me off when they do that. That's sort of like that push kick that Atomic Blonde did, where she kicks a guy that's over 200 pounds, clearly over 200 pounds, and he goes flying backwards, and she doesn't budge. That's how physics works. Whatever.
Can I add to that? Let's look at Hawkeye and the Kingpin fight. There's another prime fucking example.
It's bad. It was bad. I was very disappointed with that. She's using the Force.
The force of bad writing.
You know, the cast for this movie, you know, you can definitely tell that both Snyder and Netflix went all out for this. Ed Skrein and Sophia Boutella, Charlie Hunnam, Anthony Hopkins, Carrie Elways, Jenna Marlowe, Jaimin Hansu, Corey Stahl. I mean, it's a good cast. It's a really, really, really good cast. And we just need to see if it actually works as a whole story. That's it. I hope it does for their sake. I really do.
Me too.
His zombie movie had a good cast too. Look,
I hated both those films.
Yeah.
I don't care about the cast. It was terrible. Also, Tig being a military chopper pilot, terrible. She was terrible.
I think
first of all, she can't act worth a shit to begin with.
Well,
I agree.
I hope that this is a good film.
Movie?
I really do, because I want to see something new. And this is an attempt to do something new, or at least new-ish. And I think we need more of it, but only if this is good. And that's really the final test. If this is good, I think they will be fine. I'm really hoping that part one of this does very well for them, because I think this will help Netflix too. if this film is good, it should help Netflix at least kind of sort of get out of their own way and stopping to do, just stop doing a lot of the dumb stuff they've been doing in the past.
Well, there you're saying it correctly. Exactly, is these studios / platforms are getting in their own way all the time. They could be successful if they would get out of their own way, and I agree wholeheartedly with that, because when they do stuff like this, they're clearly getting out of their own way.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, the success that they've had recently, when compared to a lot of the complaints they had over the course of this last year, again, this is definitely not going to be Masters of the Universe in that sense, and I'm kind of glad about that, even though they have another season of that coming. But it's all because they did a lot. Yeah, well,
yes.
they did.
Sorry, no, Twitter just made my head fart.
Oh. But again, I just think that it's good when you can have new stuff and it be successful, because it shows Netflix that you don't have to do a lot of the weird, dumb stuff that they've been doing up to this point. You can allow people to come in, have their own ideas, and be able to create original stories or create stories that they feel very strongly about without basically playing some of the behind the scenes games that Netflix was doing before. You don't need to do what they did to Kevin Smith on that. You can just go ahead and have original ideas and have fun with it.
Season 2 is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself. You guys saw the Century announcement, right, for the MCU?
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that Henry Kim?
No, actually, that's the actor that they had from.
I know.
I just think that you know what,
they made a white guy Chinese. That's great.
Look, Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige's going to do what he wants to do on this. In fact, I have adopted the point of view really of Nerdrotic, which is, you know what? I hope they do that.
Yeah, me too.
I hope Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards. I hope that they go through and just do it all. Do all that.
You would, you leftist.
And then
he shouldn't get it though. He should not be. No, he should not be Reed Richards. He's already Joel from Last of Us. He doesn't get every prime candidate role.
I say let him. I say let him. If he wants to do it, let him do it.
No, this is my camp. I just go for the.
Wait a minute. Are you the Joker now and just wanting to see everything burn?
Yes.
What do you say?
Yes. I've been saying that for years.
The English word he knows is yes.
It's about sending a message.
You close your wallets. Cancel your Disney Plus. Then we want to send a message. Marvel's is failing. We already know that much.
Yeah, well, I just think
like
that
a brand.
I just think that Marvel Studios, as it stands at this point, they're just going to need to have to get hit upside the head several more times until they get it.
Then I want my white version of Roots. Bring it on.
Oh, here we go again.
I said it the other day, and your former boss liked my comment. I said, I can hardly wait till they remake Boomerang with an all-white cast from Australia, so the name makes sense.
Oh, jeez. That's good.
See, I don't know.
For those of you
why
that don't
John
remember,
shakes his
that's
head
the
at it.
all-black Eddie Murphy
Racism is
romantic
funny.
comedy.
No.
Make it white and Australian so the name makes sense.
Okay, instead of the Jeffersons, we can just redo it and call it the Smiths.
Oh, jeez.
And we're moving on down to the Upper West Side.
I said, we're moving on up
to the Upper East Side. John's slowly turning into the turtle head from the Turtle Club. It's like he just shakes his head and just doesn't say anything.
No, Boomerang's a good movie. I was just teasing about it. That was one of Eddie Murphy's better comedies.
Yeah, I like Boomerang too.
And just like that, Fat Steven is gone. Just like that.
Oh, you kicked him.
Wow.
I'm telling you to
calm down, John. Calm down. You don't want to have an aneurysm there, John. Part of the Turtle Club.
That's right. I'm all turtly. Am I not turtly enough for you? I do want to mention that today that his son died.
Who?
The
Dana
guy from
Carvey?
Dana Carvey.
Yeah,
Dana
Carvey's
Carvey's
son.
done.
From what?
Thomas Carvey overdose, accidental overdose.
Oh fuck! On what? Fentanyl?
He was. We don't know. They haven't released it yet, but it was an accidental overdose. But he had an addiction, and
Good-looking
we don't know
young
if
man.
it was he was doing it for fun, recreational, or if it was medication that he was using that he misused. Don't know yet. But what we know is that he died. He was young. He was
36.
36 years old.
He was 36 and good-looking young man. His parents are devastated.
Very funny. Very funny. I've seen him.
That's just way too much pain.
No parent should bury a child.
Ever.
And that's
ever.
Tragic. I guess the last thing we can talk about here before the end of the show is, of course, Ultraman Rising.
Yeah.
Over on Netflix. I've got some good graphics from that one. This one. This is from the show itself. Cool moment.
What's wrong with his body?
They're giving him that thin look, which is kind of a style that they go for every once in a while. Very lean, Spider-Man thin.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I mean, I'll watch it, but
I like the trailer. I got to say, I did like the trailer, but I'll reserve my judgment until I see the show. I liked the last thing they did. I actually liked Shin Ultraman.
Yes,
one problem was
awesome.
the giant vagina shot was stupid.
Man, that sucks about
but
Dex,
I'm
man.
not kidding.
But
she walked.
Healthy
They
shot.
turned her into a giant kaiju, the female agent, and then she walks through town, and people are taking up the skirt photos.
But that's so Japanese. So I mean,
I didn't like it. I still don't like it. I just like
Go China. Go China.
They were just
it's
taking
Kai
massive.
China.
Oh,
Go
the
China.
JJ shots is
The JJ. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for PGAing that up for me. So I'm intrigued by this. I like what they've done so far with Ultraman on Netflix. I've enjoyed the other animated show. I'm curious where this is going to, because it's apparently different than the previous iteration.
Yes, it's absolutely a different show. It's more centered about comedy, but I think it's not about destroying the character. It's comedy and good. God bless you. Comedy in good faith.
Did it taste good the second time, Steven?
Yeah, it did. It was stuffed crust. It was stuffed crust. It was tasty.
Stuffed crust.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, and this is a good comment from Don. Put that back up. That Kamen Rider and Super Sentai wouldn't exist, but none of them would have existed if not for Super 7, which was the pre-show before Ultraman. Ultraman was
Ultra
their
7.
first.
I'm so sorry.
Actually,
Ultra 7. That was it. I'm sorry. Yeah, Ultra 7.
Ultra Q.
Yeah,
it's not Ultra 7.
the
It's
first
Ultra
one.
Q.
That was the first one.
It was a really good show. Had kaiju in it, but it was a human team that would go on to be the same team, basically, that you meet in Ultraman. And I love the beginning of Ultraman. I liked his film version, the Shin Ultraman. I liked it better than I liked Shin Godzilla, I'll tell you that. and I do recommend it. If you like Ultraman and you like kaiju films, watch Shin Ultraman.
Speaking of Godzilla, I'm waiting for that 1-0 to come down.
Me too. 29th.
Minus
it
one.
opens on the 29th in the United States.
No, it opens on the 1st because I've already.
I got a thing in my email that
it opens. No, it opens the 1st with previews on the 30th.
Then they changed it because I got a notification.
That's what it's
in my
always
email.
been. That's what it's always.
I'm just
been.
telling you. I got an email from one of the theater chains
Don't
that
argue with
November
John.
29th was
Go
the
well.
premiere.
Yeah, they might be doing something at midnight.
That's what I was assuming.
You know, that would be actually on the 30th. Not.
Wow. The cast looks really
Are
good.
you okay, Steven?
I thought that was Keith. Was that Steven?
No, that was Keith. That was Keith. That was the liberal scream right there.
You never know
Wow.
when those high-pitched shrills will come out of Keith.
That's a lot of nuts.
The vocal cast for Ultraman Rising is really, really good.
Allegedly.
Wow. Getty Watanabe. Wow.
I love you, Keith. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll take your word on it. I'll take your word on it. Keith usually doesn't go too nuts with that, but
Gary Watanabe is the actor that plays Long Duk Dong from 16 Candles. And so he's the voice of Professor Sato.
Long Duk Dong.
Long Duk Dong. It sounds like a punchline to a joke. It sounds like a punchline. It's like, hey, did you read Great Asian Secrets by One Hung Lo?
Don't forget, that's classic theme, Cream of Some Young Guy.
Cream of Some Young Guy by One Hung Lo.
I know that's your favorite food, Stephen, but
that's not easy. You can say that now, but I don't have the dried shit on my
see
upper
what
lip like
dating
you
has
do.
brought Das Wolfen out. He's getting more getting more dangerous. You get a woman in his life and
someone
suddenly he comes out of his
without-
shell.
Are you telling me someone actually agreed without the use of chloroform?
Yes, he's got a serious girlfriend. She's pretty.
Is she inflatable?
We already did that joke. You can't go back to that
wasn't
joke. We
here
did that
for
a week
that.
ago.
I wasn't
That's
here for that.
That's a you problem, not ours.
No. Look,
No,
he's
no,
closing his eyes.
as you would
He's
say. No. You don't get to rehash jokes that
I didn't hear.
We already made.
Matt, it was lame. It was lame the first time. It's like
it was lame the first
It's better
time.
now.
It's like 1979 humor.
Oh, my bad. I should have said robot girlfriend because we're in the 2000s. My bad. I'll just read.
Oh, the ultra realistic dolls.
Ultraman-listic.
With the lead being voiced by Christopher Sean Frail.
I'm sorry, Allie. I did not know it was you.
Who was from Days of Our Lives. And he's playing Ken Sato.
I think one of my favorite jokes, by the way, Keith, that deals with the ultra realistic doll was I said, I made up this guy's name, like Matt. Matt got really angry and shot his ultra realistic love doll when he caught her sleeping with his roommate.
Oh, geez.
Question is, are they going to have a subtitled version? Because I prefer watching it in Japanese.
No, they're actually having Yang Ye do all the dubs.
Oh, no, please,
no. Stop lying like that. You make people believe it. Say shit like that. Get us in trouble. We're down to the last minutes of the show here, guys. What do we want to wrap up with? Because I know what I'm going to wrap with is what's going to launch next week. So let's go, guys. What is the last thing?
Oh,
tomorrow you guys are doing
Alien Nation.
Alien Nation. We have guest Kevin Major Howard. Who is in Full Metal Jacket and Alien Nation. He plays one of the villains in Alien Nation, and we're going to be talking about it. Looking forward to it. Anima got to watch it last night. She enjoyed it. That is a classic sci-fi film, but it's also in the vein of the buddy cop movie.
Yep.
And which, of course, one of the fathers of buddy cop films is James Caan. So he came back like 17 years later from doing Freebie and the Bean with Alan Arkin to come back and kind of do a new twist on the buddy cop. And really, what they did by doing this is they were talking about race relations. They got to talk about so many different drug problems and got it to do it for PG.
Mm-hmm.
Because
having James Caan play a racist cop who's now
again because he was a racist cop in Freebie and the Bean too.
Yeah. And
that's why
so
his buddy's nickname is Bean.
James Gunn is playing a racist cop.
James Caan.
Oh, there's a James Gunn.
Yeah, get that shit out of your ears, Steven. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's you talking. That's what keeps.
Hey, boss.
Words.
Yeah.
Ali's in the chat, so you can say hello to her.
Ali?
Yeah.
Hi, Ali.
Oh, there's Ali. Oh, hi.
No,
I am
I'm
not inflatable. Good on
so
you.
Happy
Good
for
on
you,
you,
John. So happy for you. He's a
There
real
you go.
boy.
No, I got to tell you, we're all proud of Junk because what he's done, and he inspires me. He really does.
He's come a long way.
Hey, Ali, you definitely you have had a positive influence on my good friend here. So good on you. So
he's still an evil bastard, but he's definitely having a better influence.
No.
Yes, he's evil.
Look, he's drinking his vodka right now.
That's not water.
What we have?
No, it's actually that white glacier Gatorade.
Oh, really? Was that? How is that?
Shitty.
That's good. It's like a cherry flavor.
So hold on a second. We got some more comments. Yes, Anima says really good movie. That's going to be tomorrow, same time tomorrow, 3:00 Central Time. We're going to have actor, one of the stars of the film, Kevin Major Howard, who played Rudyard Kipling. Because the aliens all have stupid names. They're named after famous places and people.
Well, there's a lot of Carol Danvers is a stupid alien.
But let's see. Gary hates. That's right. I'm an equal opportunity destroyer, just like the U.S. military. I hate everyone.
That's why he stands in the middle of two protests and yells at everyone.
Can't be worse than Funi's current in-house Kinshin dub. Yeah, Kinshin dub. But that'll be tomorrow. And then, of course, I want to go ahead and show this. This is our launch is on Tuesday, 8:00 in the morning on Tuesday, Central Standard Time. Hey, Polly is here.
Hey, Polly.
No, I do not. I love Polly. I love him.
Congratulations, Polly, on your success with your Kickstarter.
I told him that he would go over before it ended. I said, you're going to go over. And I'm glad he also, because we're doing the same thing, leaving it on. It doesn't end. So people can keep contributing. And please do. If you want to support indie comics, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. And we're going to be doing this. We're launching ours because I didn't want it to be anywhere near his because I don't want to, affect any of my friends with their projects. So now that his is over, we're doing ours. Vindicated Inc. will launch it Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. The campaign will. Shinatsky is working on a trailer for it right now.
Allegedly.
Oh, good. It's awesome. We will be on Midnight's Edge. I'm not sure if we're going to do it on Tuesday or Thursday of next week for the launch next week to talk about it. Tom wanted to do it this week. I said, no, we're not ready. We need to do it either the day of the launch or like a day or two after the launch. But this is one guy who's going to be working as my buddy, Richard Bonk. And look at the inks here. Put the lettering down, please, so they can look at that beautiful artwork by my buddy, Richard Bonk. He's going to be doing the chapter that deals with Out of the Past, where we find out why our main character is haunted the way he is and why he is going to town on this ghost that is haunting him in the story. I'm not going to explain any more than that.
What are some of the things that you're offering as part of the entire
a dream date with me?
Okay.
No.
You might want to check with Anna about that one first.
And was like, no, that's a dumb idea. Nobody wants to go out.
Gary will be your alibi for one serious crime.
Thanks, Don. I'm hoping that this is successful because the amount of money, it seems like a lot, but what we're doing, this is a huge graphic novel. This is not a comic book or a short novel. This is a 124, maybe even longer graphic novel. We currently have 66 pages already done, and we got to do the rest of the book. And I'm going to have Richard draw one chapter in it, which is the flashback, because the rest of the artwork needs to be by me because I want consistency in the storytelling visually. I wanted to not throw anybody off. But and that's a dream date with me right there. Getting you Happy Meals.
I gotta go, Gary. I'm sorry.
Down syndrome, Gary.
Life goes on. I just dropped my Happy Meal.
Smoking is retarded.
Corky, go to bed and put your helmet on.
Oh, going to hell.
All right, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go.
All right, Steven, I'll see you later, buddy.
Take it easy, guys. Remember, I'd forget.
Bye, Steven.
What's a poutine? Thank God he's gone. No. Again, Richard, look at Richard's artwork on this. Look how
that is so cool. I like that.
His pen work. And Graham Nolan agrees with me. He and I talked about it. His pen work is not only as good as Graham's, I think it's better in some areas. He has got some of the best brush strokes I've seen since Bernie Wrightson. Look at the ears and tell me that that's not similar to Bernie Wrightson, the way he shades.
I just want to know how much time did he invest in that picture alone?
I don't know. I can ask him. I can ask him. That's one. I think it's one of the books he's working on. The dog is a character, but I'm not sure. It could be a private commission. But there's John in my book, and of course, that is my little nod to Big Trouble in Little China, when he says everything past this door is smooth sailing, and he throws the door open, and all the bad guys are standing there, and he slams the door shut. He says, "We may be trapped." So this is my little nod. He goes, "Well, it seems I may be surrounded," because he's talking in his headset. The thing I wanted to do here is to show how he got hit in the face with a blast of machine gun fire or shotgun. I'm not sure, because it's just something I wanted to draw to show the layers of Kevlar in that ballistic mask that he wears in the book. And he changes the mask later. In the first graphic novel, the first book that we're going to be doing with this campaign, he still wears that armor, but he goes to phase 2 when they get to book 2, because that armor doesn't get destroyed, but he loses it. And I can't tell you how he loses it, because it's funny and cool what happens. It's part of the plot. It's right after a battle takes place, where he takes on a corrupt SWAT commander and his SWAT team. And the cops are good guys in my story, by the way. One of the main characters is police detective, former FBI agent Frank Tedesco, who moved to Seattle and became a cop there. And he had first worked in Phoenix, where there's a whole story of that one. It's called The Story of David Two Trees. And he left the FBI there, became a cop, left Phoenix and moved up to Seattle and became a cop there. And that does happen. Cops really do move around like that. So, but I'm looking forward to launching this. The cool thing about Frank Tedesco is he's half Italian, half American Indian. And in the story of David Two Trees, he's at odds, but then becomes frenemies and then friends with a res cop who is also half white and half American Indian. And they're at polar opposites, where he embraces his life outside in the world, and the other character rejected that and went on. There's lots of little stories up in my head that need to be told. And there is a short story. I'll share it with you guys. If you guys want it, let me know. It is called The Story of David Two Trees, how he got the name and when he was a kid. And I will share it with you, the little short story. It's a fun little story. Scary little story, too.
What are some of the incentives you're offering for this?
I'm not going to say right now, because we haven't worked them out yet, man.
Oh, okay. I just thought I would ask. Sorry.
You're part of the team. You're supposed to be helping me with this.
I know that. I just
what kind of incentives do you think we should have, Keith?
We're still working it out, but they're going to be awesome. I'll tell you that.
Yes. An evening
there
with
will be
Gary
signed
and Anima.
Yeah, dream date with Anima. she would kill me. I'm not coming to America if you're going to do that.
No, it's a dream date with Fat Steven.
Well, with poutine.
Well, nightmares are dreams, so yeah.
Oh, jeez. Anima. Oh, wow.
And he's not here to defend himself, guys. Come on. Hey, it's Tom. Tom is here.
Hey, Tom.
Is this a show or a meeting?
Yeah, my name is Keith, and I just want to say that I am.
Look. No.
Yes, he is the token black guy with Pop Culture Minefield.
And here you have confirmation. Anima does not approve.
What's that?
Anima does not approve.
Oh, you did. I love that. That's great grammar. Well done. Just remember, folks, English is not her first language.
If you only had that consideration with me, Dick.
I don't know what you just said, but it sounded cute. Bud Martin says, "Greetings, everyone. Just let myself in through the back door." Oh, first breach and only breach of the show. Go ahead, Martin. You know what to do.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
That's what you're paid, but
front door team and back door team.
You know Scandog's all about the back door, but quick question, when has splitting the party ever worked?
There we go. All right, we're at the end of the show, guys.
2 months until that comes back.
Yes.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. The cast may be woke, but the show isn't. I love that.
No. Yeah.
So, but that's it, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with Saturday Fun Time. We're going to be watching Alien Nation. And our special guest is going to be Kevin Major Howard, who was one of the villains in the movie. Very good actor. Also from Full Metal Jacket. He played Rafterman. That is Joker's photographer partner that he travels with and delivers the crazy line at the end. You're ugly. Right after he kills the Vietnamese girl. Trying to make levity during a brutal scene. But see you guys tomorrow, and everybody have a great Friday. Keith, anything you want to say before we go?
Nope.
John?
Stay black.
I'm not messing with you guys. No, seriously.
Remember, wherever you go, there you are.
There you are. Martin?
There are 4 lights.
I still don't know what the fuck he's saying. All right. See you guys.